And you remember Paulus Massa, right?
Sure, dude.
You know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
No explanation needed from me at all.
Yeah, you don't need to explain it, and I don't need to either. Everyone here knows what you're talking about.
So anyways, Paulus Massa, because it's never actually named, is the asteroid medical facility where Padme gave birth to her kids at the end of Revenge
They
of the
did
Sith.
not ever say the name of that in the movies.
Nope.
They were just
It also
there.
exists. It also existed as a single room.
Yeah, I know. Like the end of that movie's happening, and like, oh, we're in a hospital. Okay, it's just there.
Yeah, so apparently they had enough concept art or something. I don't know, but they made an entire map, and it's huge.
Oh my gosh.
And it also has this really cool gimmick where you can go outside in space. And if you play as any character but droids, your character slowly dies. But if you play as a droid, you can just walk out freely. Otherwise, you have to go out in vehicles.
I really feel like the space empire should give everyone space-proof suits. But that's just me.
Do you want the Empire to be more effective?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying that, you know, you're taking control of the whole galaxy. Put some of your budget into the stormtroopers' suits.
I mean, in all honesty, I have no idea if they can survive in space or not. It's just not really stated anywhere. This game takes its own liberties, though, because it's not canon.
See, I was thinking about this.
The only thing we do know is they can't survive poison gas. Which you think would be like the one barrier of entry, but no.
You would think that they could.
Only clone troopers could, but that was taken out because apparently it got in the way.
Okay.
I'm kid you not.
So,
Oh shit.
So, I was thinking about this in between recording sessions. You know, a lot of good stories. Yeah, well, I guess I'll start with, it's cool that, you know, the Star Wars universe is as fleshed out as it is in side content and whatever. It's kind of a double-edged sword, though, because in the movies, a lot of the stuff is just there for no reason. Like, it doesn't need to be there. It's just there because of lore purposes. And, you know, a good story, in my opinion, includes all of its elements for a reason. Rather than just it being
I'd say
there.
this is a bigger problem in more recent stuff, but at least in the George Lucas films, it is there to fill out the scene. Maybe less so in the prequels, but like especially in the original trilogy, I feel like everything added to show you, like, okay, we show the bar scene in the cantina. There's a ton of different alien species in there, most of which never appear again, never do anything. They're just there to add to the scene because it's, you know, it's a bar full of dangerous people. That's the point of the scene.
No, yeah, I agree. That's less of a problem of what I'm talking about. I'm more talking about, like, sometimes you'll just be in a setting in these Star Wars movies that was never actually established, so the viewer has no clue what is going on in a few scenes, especially during the prequels, I have found. Also in the sequels for sure, but they have a problem establishing the setting outside of, you know, the extended lore of these movies, you know.
Well, do you have like a prequel specific example, I guess?
Well, I haven't watched the movies in a long time, so I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
I guess describe like a scene you're thinking of that feels egregious. You don't have to be like very specific. I'm sure I'll figure it out.
Well, the scene I'm thinking of is, weirdly enough, Mustafar in Episode 3. I know that they say, oh, it's a separatist base or whatever, but it's like really understated, and I remember sometimes, you know, watching those movies, at least the first few times around, it's just like, oh, we're on a lava planet now. Okay. It's like,
I mean, again, like as you say, they say in the movie, yeah, it's a separatist base, and it's a former mining place or a current mining facility.
I don't think,
You know.
I don't know if they talked about it being a mining facility. You kind of just have to get that from the how the scene plays out. But
Which I would say is still in there. You know, it shows the facility has a purpose, because that's the thing with a lot of separatist stuff is it's converted. It's not made specifically for their movement, and that's kind of consistent with all the movies. You know. I feel like there's proper context for it. You know, like an egregious example is like, I guess this is a sequel era, but like in Rise of Skywalker, the movie opens with Kylo Ren on Mustafar killing a cult that worshipped Darth Vader to get like something that belonged to him to find an ancient Sith planet. Absolutely none of that's explained, and all it shows in the movie is him just on a planet killing people and then getting an item he wants. I would say that's a way more egregious example.
Well, another scene I was thinking of from the prequels is, yeah, like just the hospital scene where she's giving birth. They just appear there. There's no establishing, like, I don't know, like she's obviously like pregnant throughout the whole movie. She never talked about like the process or how she wanted it, you know. It's like, it's just little stuff. It's confusing watching the Star Wars movies if you're not paying 100% attention. Like I said, a lot of it's more understated rather than it actually being included or not.
So what I'm hearing is skill issue.
No.
Because if it is stated, even if it's understated, like if it's in the film, I think it counts.
The rebels have a data bank that holds Imperial encryption codes.
And especially like you're bringing up like the scene where she's giving birth. Like before that scene, she is choked and in a state of dying. She's not doing well. So obviously, next step is take her to a hospital. I don't think you necessarily need a scene of them flying off towards a hospital. I think you can just assume, all right, we're going to a hospital. She's dying, and they are trying to get those kids out. You know.
I don't know. Seems awfully convenient that she waited to die till they got there.
Yeah, it's a movie.
No.
It's awfully convenient that Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi happened to go to the planet that had Anakin Skywalker because their ship needed a new engine part, and that was the only thing nearby. I don't know, I feel like every movie is filled with these types of contrivances. If you look hard enough, I don't think it's necessarily a fault against the film. It's just how it's going to have to play out.
No, it is a fault against the film. It's just a fault against a lot of films if a lot of films have these kinds of things.
I don't know, what would be like a more natural way then? You know.
I mean, you described it yourself already. I just have the scene of them flying there. It's that simple. Rather than the slide pan cut that Star Wars always does. It's like, oh, we're going to slide pan, and then suddenly we're in a new place, and everything's different.
I mean, I'll give you that one. That is a fault of George Lucas. But
it is just like, we're gonna.
It's not as bad in Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi because he didn't direct those. Also, those levels are really long.
I don't even know what's going on. We haven't even really been talking about it too much. There's a cave under this place.
Massa, there's not much. I told you, they went hard on the map design for this. There's none of this is in the movie. I might get flack for this, but I don't think you even actually go to the room where Padme was giving birth. Like, I don't even think that's a room in here.
If it is, it's exactly one room, and everything else is just built around it. Like, there's no other extra rooms for patients or anything. It's just that one. This does not look like a hospital either, I'm just saying.
I think it was like... I don't think it was like, maybe it wasn't fully a hospital. I guess more just a random medical facility they could go to. Like
Headcanon
the,
explanations.
the tiny urgent care built for the workers of this facility, but it's so off the Empire's radar they weren't going to find them, so they could, you know, do their business in peace. Because they're kind of criminals.
I don't know. All I'm
what I
saying
mean?
is watching these fucking movies is so annoying and confusing for my tiny brain. I don't care if it's a skill issue. It's just they're too much. There's too much
Skill
going
issue.
on in the prequels.
Skill issue.
I just think it's a pretty big departure from the original trilogy. What?
Yeah. Space Western versus space opera. It's a big difference in genres.
And I say this as someone who does like the prequels. I just like.
No, I get that.
I'm
I
never
get that.
ever going to fully comprehend and understand what is going on in those movies in a single watch through. Which I guess that's kind of part of the appeal. You can watch it multiple times to get more stuff out of it. It's kind of like the same thing with like Shin Godzilla or whatever. And I like Shin Godzilla. But
I've watched Shin Godzilla like 6 times now, and I'm still figuring it out.
Shin Godzilla, at the very
love that
least, is super easy to follow the setting because they're just in an office building. And if they move to a new building, they say, we're going to move to a new building. And then they're in a new building. So,
The only thing that's hard to follow about that movie is the absurdly large cast and who's who, and what they bring to the operation.
yeah, I mean, that
Because they're
that
just
is
introduced
true.
in rapid fire succession. Like, I've gotten a pretty good understanding on every single character now, but it's taken a few viewings. You know?
That's true.
And I personally like that. I think it's an advantage. It's a problem I have with Marvel where I don't feel it's, or I guess movies like Marvel where I don't feel it's worth rewatching to get anything new out of it.
Yeah.
Because you understand.
That didn't make sense.
I forgot to edit it in. I was gonna put in the clip from Red vs. Blue, where Caboose throws the grenade at the wall.
Yes. Tucker did it.
But I forgot about it.
But yeah, also an advantage with that kind of movie is that it just kind of feels more real. To get back on the like Shin Godzilla thing, because like in the Marvel films, it's always obviously focused around a single group of people, like a single small protagonist group, and there's like one bad guy. It's like obviously he's the bad guy. It's like a very simple kind of film versus like Shin Godzilla or whatever, where it is like it feels like a real like political environment, you know, similar to like some scenes in the prequels. Not quite.
What about the droid attack on the Wookiees?
Our raid is a success. And even though the holodisc didn't have the plans we're looking for, it will lead us to someone who does.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're finally done with this level.
Oh my gosh. Hey, at least our film discussion lasted that whole level because what did you even do in that level? You like took out the people and is that it?
So they were searching for a lead as to where the stolen Death Star plans were, and then they also kind of came face to face with the first organized rebellion. So it's the birth of the rebellion.
And they still lost, or they won, but the rebellion
They know where the plans are. They're going to Leia. It's time for the first movie. But actually, the fourth movie.
Man, all that preamble just to get to the first movie.
Yep.
And waited for Lord Vader's arrival.
So anyways, now you get to reenact the first film. You even get to blow up that door and everything. And the rebels are just destroying everybody.
Spray and pray. Do you ever in this campaign like switch to another side, or are you always the?
No, because
Empire.
it's called Rise of the Empire.
Oh, okay. Well, this is the
You get
rise.
to be the bad guy and only.
Are they still rising currently?
No.
That's what I was about to say. Like, it's not really a rise anymore.
Point is, this game actually lets you play as the bad guy, and you stay as the bad guy the whole way through. And it's cool. I like when fiction does, when big worlds do that, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty easy to do for this game because, you know, all of the Empire is playable in the multiplayer already.
Yeah.
So.
It's just a really smart way to develop a campaign with what you have. Also, you get to play as Darth Vader in this level.
Head to the tech room.
But we don't get the scene of him turning on his lightsaber in the dark hallway.
No, Rogue One didn't happen yet. That scene's awesome, by the way. I
It
do like that
is.
scene.
Before we can gain access.
Well done.
I thought that film, like, anytime that Darth Vader has appeared, this is the one compliment I'll give the, like, newer stuff. Every time Darth Vader has appeared, for the most part, they do a good job of, like, replicating how he, like, actually fights in the original films. Like the way, the specific ways in which he's, like, swinging his lightsaber and stuff look very accurate. And it's always cool.
You haven't seen the Kenobi show, have you?
I did. I watched it.
That was the miss.
I
Which
thought
ruined
Darth
Vader.
Vader was like the only good part of that show.
Nah. But that's not today's discussion. I don't like ranting about Kenobi.
But we have to hit our sequel complaining but freaking quota. That's the word. I don't know why that left my brain. And that counts as a sequel, complaining quota.
I
Complaining.
mean, yeah, but like, I get tired of complaining about the show where they hired a director to make a sequel to Revenge of the Sith, who's never watched Revenge of the Sith. They probably still has. Out of defiance at this point.
Hit the Sonic quota. It's like Sonic Team hiring writers that have never played or watched any of the story of Sonic.
I found out they were the writers for Happy Tree Friends.
Yeah.
I feel traumatized now, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't want to think about that show ever again.
I've never watched
never
it.
wanted to
I watched
mirror my show.
I watched like a clip of it and I was like, man, this sucks. Why did they hire them?
Nice work. Now let's clear those rebels out of the escape pod bays and secure
I
the
don't
rest
know.
of the
I
ship.
don't know.
Princess Leia
Because guys, Sonic is just a blue hedgehog. He should just have funny, happy-go-lucky stories like Mario.
If it's for children, it doesn't deserve a real story.
Yeah.
All right, so this final objective is weird. You have to like go clear. If they tell you to clear out the escape pods, but they don't give you an objective, and what they really want you to do is just kill Leia.
Oh my gosh.
The day is ours.
Well,
Obviously, she doesn't actually die, but it's really funny.
the alternate timeline has started.
No, that's Star Wars: The Force Unleashed.
You're a lighter and a traitor to the Empire.
After
Take it away.
Vader took custody of Princess Leia, we all figured it was just
See,
a matter
she's
of
alive in the
time before
cutscene.
she coughed up the plan.
I don't know. You
okay.
clearly chopped
There
her
you
head
go,
off.
he's killing that guy.
Witnesses to Vader's powers of
I just wanted to say also his sprinting animation, Darth Vader's, was hilarious.
resisting his terrible will.
Yeah. They needed to give him one, but they didn't know how to. So he like floats.
They should have just made him like walk faster.
Whatever shock we felt at the destruction
If you want to see
of
something
Death
funny, you should see the Emperor Palpatine sprinting animation.
Star, we treated the rebellion
Oh
like
gosh.
just being charged.
I imagine that's of a similar
To be repaid
ilk
for our tolerance with
as
hatred
It's just funny.
full scale.
the Vader one. Yeah, because
Darth
Vader
Maul and Grievous are done pretty well, at least.
Yes, we
Vader never runs.
Nah, he just walks everywhere.
Okay,
All right,
you'll know the
so
mission.
Death Star destroyed.
Is located in that ancient
I thought
This
you
is
died.
this is the aftermath. The Empire's kind of really pissed, so they're going to the moon, the moon of Yavin 4, and taking out all the rebels.
I love the environment. here. It's pretty.
Yeah, it's a cool way to expand on the little bit we saw of the moon in A New Hope.
Yeah.
So I like this map a lot. I think it's really
It's got
cool.
a Stonehenge.
There's both this and then a second map called Arena in Battlefront 1. Arena is one of my favorite maps because it's they have it set at night. It's raining. It's really atmospheric. It's cool.
Yeah.
This one's a lot larger.
Give me a 2000s era video game with a forested environment with random stone structures and ruins around, and I'll be happy.
This is the era of that and water, so lots of that around. Which is funny because this era of gaming could do neither of those environments perfectly well, but they did them all.
Yeah,
the time
but
anyway.
that is okay. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to look cool.
It is. You know what's even cooler?
What?
Is when you get the occasional N64 or PS1 game that tries this type of environment.
Trying to think. I know there's some games on the PS1 that did that. Like I think it's the sequel to Chrono Trigger, or it's kind of like titled like that.
Chrono Cross.
Yeah, Chrono Cross. It has like a beach environment that looks amazing.
I was gonna say Mega Man Legends is what I think of. Kind of to a lesser extent, but it still has some cool forest environments and water stuff.
Knights.
Oh yeah. I guess that's pre-PS1 too.
Yeah.
No wait.
Well,
it's that era.
it's the same era, yeah.
I'm stupid.
That game does like have even more rudimentary 3D graphics than a lot of PS1 games do, though. So
I just got shot by a rocket.
that's hilarious. Through a bush, even. You didn't even see the guy that shot you. That's how I feel
Cold.
playing
That's
like
cold.
any of the Battlefield games. I'm just walking along and suddenly I'm dead. I have no clue from where or how. I'm just dead.
I don't know if we'll ever get to see it shown off in this, but for some reason, and this got pointed out by the comments on one of the videos. I kind of forgotten about it, but the Rebel AI in this game, for some reason, is really kill happy, and after they kill you, they will just stand there shooting your corpse for a while. I don't know if I'll get a chance to show it off here, if it'll happen naturally. Oh yeah, there's Yavin.
Whoa.
No one ever talks about the actual planet. You never really get to see it.
Well, it looks just kind of like a star.
Yeah, but it's cool.
You're gonna die. Oh my god. Oh my god. They're everywhere.
It's okay, I'm next to a healing station.
Oh, yeah, it's a good thing they
And
don't
their
shoot
AI.
that out.
Their AI are,
Yeah, they just left you. They're like, oh, okay, he can have the objective.
although it is worth noting I am playing on easy mode.
You...
Start at any second. Defend the reflecting pool with
I hate
all your
you.
might.
This was done in prep. Hey, to be fair, this was done for good reason. This game has some random BS moments in the campaign I did not want to deal with.
I don't want to hear it, mister. I play all the games on the hardest difficulty.
If it's worth it. This game's not worth it. Unless you play like normal instant action.
Has this point still not been captured?
No, it's captured. Now we have to defend it for 2 minutes.
Oh, okay. I was wondering why it wasn't like giving you a new spot to go to.
This is kind of we're kind of assaulting their big base, so.
Yeah.
Also, I like how this operates under the same original logic that the battles that we see is like the entire rebellion and the entire war. Like, there's nothing else going on, it's just those. That's like how it's assumed and written as in the films.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes the scale way smaller versus nowadays where they've upped the scale of the rebellion in what I think is a positive way to expand it. And same thing with the Empire, though some people may feel differently.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little more interesting if you have like a much smaller rebellion, but like I don't have any particular strong feelings about it either way.
It's more a way to make the Empire way more threatening, because the Empire is supposed to, be galaxy-wide. They're supposed to be everywhere.
Well, that's
But
kind
these
of
are
like
the only actual battles happening, and that kind of makes it so it's like, how did the rebels actually win when they killed the Emperor? Wouldn't the Empire still be around everywhere? And for the longest time, it was kind of just never touched on. It was just, nope, they just kind of disappeared, and rebels won. They took over. That's it. This just feels a little anticlimactic to me,
Yeah, I mean, I guess like it wouldn't make too much sense if a smaller scale rebellion somehow took over a galactic empire. That would be an interesting like kind of series, like the perspective of of someone who is part of the Empire post Empire. It might be cool.
We've kind of gotten it. It's just that a lot of the stories that have it are mixed overall. Where it's like, that's the good idea. They don't necessarily do too much interesting with it.
Gotcha. I do kind of like how, because the Empire is so all-encompassing, though, that, like, you clearly have, like, the good guys trying to do good things, but even just, like, average, everyday, like, citizens are, like, afraid of the rebellion and stuff. It's a very realistic take on, that sort of thing. Because everyone, like, most people in real life are just like, yep, this is the status quo, this is how everything is. Even rebellions are technically like the more extreme people on the opposite side of the fence, because you can have people that are like, oh, I don't agree with the Empire or whatever, but they still are like,
the
I
term
can't
rebellion
do anything
in
about
general means rebelling against the status quo,
Yeah,
which
exactly.
is by definition extremism.
Yeah.
It was our turn to strike.
Yeah,
So
it's true. It's just interesting how it's handled.
yeah. And I feel like that mindset has been used a lot more with like the smaller shows coming out recently, like Andor and Rogue One, focusing on the rebellion more as like a down and dirty rebellion,
Yeah.
which has been an interesting take to see it move to, which I kind of like for the smaller scale stuff, because it kind of makes it seem like they're doing a lot of the out there work, and then you got the main army and such that's formed for the original trilogy, and they're doing their thing,
Yeah.
which I kind of like.